Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Triangle Strategy Walkthrough. Alright, so we just got done doing the battle on the bridge. um, Actually, I need to save my game here, and then let's continue on with the story.
And so it was that the once proud kingdom of Glenbrook did fall. Aesfrost seized control of the Crown City, threatening to bring the surrounding domains under its iron yoke. Now the Archduke's army marches upon House Walfort's stronghold, where Prince Roland is being sheltered by his loyal friends and allies.
Okay, let's see. Are there any side? No side quests yet. The Aesfrosti Archduke enters Whiteholm Castle, the seat of power in Glenbrook, and lays claim to the throne.
Your most honorable siblings, Lord Thalas and Lady Erica, have arrived, my lord.
Thank you for the escort. You may go now.
If there is anything else that you require, anything at all, you need but say the word.
In that case, I would have a bottle of the realm's finest wine and a serving of fresh fruit delivered to my quarters.
But of course, milady, I shall have the servants fetch it at once.
Ever eager to please, isn't he?
I believe the word you're looking for is sycophant. Congratulations on bringing Glenbrook to its knees, brother. It's a thing of beauty, what you've accomplished. I trust you're already seeing to that fuss outside the castle walls?
Of course.
The other domains are putting up little in the way of resistance. Lord Telior trembles in his seat within the stronghold. Lord Fox was oblivious to what was happening until it was far too late.
How easily the three high houses of Glenbrook break under your iron boot, brother.
Wolford is the last to hold out, but Avlora will deal with them. Prince Roland will be in our hands before long.
Speaking of royalty, brother, I would have thought Cordelia would be dead or rotting in jail. Yet here she sits on the throne. She looks less a vanquished princess and more a queen.
That is precisely what I would have her be.
Whatever do you mean?
Once things have calmed, I shall assume guardianship over her and have her crowned. A few days hence, Regna will be executed. I've already informed Patriat as much.
So the wise and benevolent King Regna meets his end at last.
Father!
What?
Please, can someone explain? What are we going to do? Excuse me. Can you tell me what's happening? Please.
Did I hear him wrong? I don't.
Subjects of Glenbrook, I am Gustadolf, Archduke and High Commander of the Grand Duchy of Aesfrost. Hear my words. The sins King Regna has committed against us, and against you, his own people, are grievous indeed.
What has he done to us?
3 decades have passed since the end of the war. In the years since, we have all done what we can to rebuild our nations. The opening of the Grand Norzelian mines was to be the dawn of a new age. An age where our 3 nations would work together for the peace and prosperity of all. But King Regna spat in the face of that glorious dream. As our engineers worked tirelessly to put success within reach, your King Regna schemed in the shadows to seize control of the mine for his own profit. And when Dragan Esfrost, my dear cousin, and the man tasked with overseeing the mine's operations, became aware of this plot, King Regna had him assassinated in cold blood. In doing so, he betrayed not only my own nation and the holy state of Hyzant, but you as well. The very people who were to share in the wealth the mine would bring. And so we were left with no choice but to march on Whiteholm Castle and put an end to Regna's treachery by force. Our actions were born of a righteous duty to avenge Dragan's murder and this odious betrayal of this historic accord between our nations. What say you, King Regna? Do you deny these charges against you?
I do not. But I beg of you, spare my children.
Subjects of Glenbrook, your traitor king admits his guilt before you. The punishment for these crimes is death. Off with his head!
Roland, Cordelia, the future of our kingdom is in your hands now.
Just days after the fall of the Crown City, King Regna of Glenbrook is beheaded before his subjects. The death of this kind and benevolent monarch plunges the realm into confusion and chaos. With the king perishes an all too short-lived era of peace, and in its place, one of bloodshed and turmoil.
Okay, let's, wow, there are so many side stories. I don't remember there being so many. Let's go with Telior Streets first. So Lord Silvio Telior, head of one of Glenbrook's 3 high houses, ponders what the future holds for his domain.
Whatever is House Telior to do, with King Regna gone, we must find a way to preserve ourselves. Landroy, that proud fool, will no doubt fight to the bitter end. But House Fawkes alone is no match for the Grand Duchy. Yet if House Wolford were to fight at their side... They say Prince Roland is in Wolford's charge. If this is true, there's a good chance they will join the fray. Or will they? The Wolfords may choose to ransom the prince to Esfrost, in return for amnesty for their own domain. If it comes to that, Esfrost will either kill the prince and princess, or use them as their pawns, and Glenbrook will fall. Bending the knee to Esfrost may be our only hope if we are to live to see tomorrow.
Alright. Next up here is the Crown City. So Minister Patriot, advisor to the king, conducts a covert investigation of the Crown City under pretense of a routine inspection. But to what end?
It would seem things have calmed outside the castle walls.
What is to become of us now? Word has it the Kingsguard's been slaughtered to the last man. We must flee while we have our lives.
If they meant to kill ordinary folk like us, wouldn't they have done so already? Even as frosty dogs have some honor then. Who'd have thought? Anyway, there's no point fighting. What'll be, will be.
Our people seem less resentful of Esfrost than I would have expected. No doubt due to the Archduke's decision to focus their attack on the castle and leave the town itself unscathed. So, the common folk won't be a problem. That just leaves the matter of the royal family. His Grace and the Crown Prince have been dealt with, and Princess Cordelia has been brought to heel. Prince Roland is the only one unaccounted for, but the men I arranged for hunt him down as we speak. Word has it there's also a sizable bounty on his head. No, he'll not last long. I knew Gustadolf to be a shrewd man, but his attention to detail is nothing short of astonishing. I have seen all I would. Let us return.
Okay, next up here, so it says Lord Landry Fawkes, King Regna's loyal bannerman since the days of the Salt Iron War, receives the news of his liege's grim fate.
Your Majesty, House Fawkes has failed you. I have failed you. High House, damn it all! When you needed us most, we were not there to answer the call. How did we not see what they were plotting? How did we not know to go to your aid? But no, cursing our fate will not bring you back to us. We must focus our efforts on the one who might yet save Glenbrook from downfall. We must protect Prince Roland with our lives.
Alright, next side story here is in Citadel of the Sands. It says, news of Glenbrook's fall reaches the Citadel of the Sands in the far-off holy state of Hyzant, where a great battle of the Salt Iron War was fought so many years ago.
Minister Sorsley.
What is it this time, Booker?
We've just received word that Esfrost has launched a surprise invasion of Glenbrook. Whiteholm burns as we speak.
What's this?
The Crown City has fallen. King Regna was beheaded, and it is said Crown Prince Franny also perished in the fray. Prince Roland has fled to the domain of House Wolfort, with the Grand Duchy's army in close pursuit.
Goddess forbid. What could the Archduke be plotting? And what did the others think of the matter?
At any rate, I must speak with the Hierophant at once.
Minister, if I may assuage you, I propose that perhaps this situation may yet play to House N's benefit.
Our benefit, you say? Indeed. Indeed, you may have the right of it. My dear Booker, whatever would House N do without you?
Send a bird to the palace. Tell them that the Holy One's faithful servant Sorsley would humbly beg an audience.
At once, Master.
Alright, on to the next main story. It's happening here in the Wolfort streets. So it says, having made their escape by boat, Serenoa and his retinue finally make their way back to the Wolfort domain. But what awaits them there?
Lord Serenoa, thank the heavens you're safe.
It is good to be home.
Castle Wolfort is the most impregnable stronghold in all the kingdom. You will be safe here, Your Highness.
Thank you. I can only hope Father and Sir Maxwell are safe as well.
Benedict, there is news.
What's the matter, Benedict? You look as if you've seen a ghost.
Your Highness, my lord, pray try to remain... His Grace was beheaded at the Crown City not bells ago.
Father. No. Say it is not so.
Roland.
I can only imagine what you're feeling now, Your Highness. But I fear we have not the luxury of grieving. As the last living heir to the throne, there is no doubt that the Archduke will target you next.
Indeed. We must move quickly. I would seek Father's counsel.
About Lord Simon.
What is it? Has something befallen Father? Father!
Lord Simon, what is the meaning of this?
He collapsed when he heard the news from the Crown City, and has not opened his eyes since.
You must be mad. The man was stronger than an ox.
We cannot afford to lose Lord Simon. Not now, of all times.
Father. Be strong, Father. This realm still needs you. I still need you, Father. Father.
Serenoa.
Is there any chance he will recover?
Our healers are doing everything they can, but none can say.
Very well.
Do not give up hope, Serenoa. The malady will not take your father easily.
Forgive me, Roland. I can only imagine what you feel now.
I must stay strong. I cannot allow Father's death to be in vain. You too must remain composed. For Lord Simon. And for those who now look to you for guidance in his stead.
I will try.
Pardon me, my lord. I come bearing a message.
From whom?
The scout we had sent in search of Sir Maxwell returned with this.
Sir Maxwell's mask.
Reports have it that it was found near Whiteholm Bridge.
Blood. No, it cannot be.
This mask was all that was found, you say?
The bridge was all but overflowing with the bodies of the fallen. It was not possible to ascertain all of their identities. And the swift course of the river thwarted any efforts to search further.
I see. Thank you for the report. Get some rest. You have earned it.
Yes, my lord.
Sir Maxwell, you too abandon me now?
Gustadolf's command, Esfrost musters its forces at Whiteholm Castle and commences a march on the Wolfort domain. Their aim, to seize in their clutches Prince Roland, the unwilling heir to Glenbrook's throne.
Okay, let's see what we've got next. So next part here is Castle Wolfort. It says, as the Frosty army advances on Castle Wolfort, another crisis looms large for Serenoa and Prince Roland.
My lord, the Frosty army advances on us as we speak. A missive has arrived from Lord Gustadolf. It says they will stand down on the condition that we surrender Prince Roland to them at once.
We've not much time before they're on our doorstep, my lord.
Word has it that General Avlora herself heads the vanguard.
Gustadolf's not taking any chances. The scheming bastard.
Summon the War Council at once. We must take swift action.
You cannot be serious about this.
It's all right, Frederica.
Please continue, Benedict.
Thank you. Once more, I would ask you plainly. Do we or don't we relinquish Prince Roland to Esfrost?
I say we refuse. We owe Sir Maxwell that much. Precisely. Sir Maxwell entrusted us with keeping His Highness safe, and we accepted.
There's no place in the realm more sheltered by the terrain than this castle. He is safer here than anywhere. And yet, if the Archduke were to march on us with an army as great as the one that took the Crown City, or, heaven forbid, a greater one,
the natural fortifications of this land would work against us. Our shelter would become our jail.
So you propose that we just abandon him? That we sacrifice his life for our own protection?
Better my life than any of yours. This is my battle. I would not see the blood of my friends spilt in my name.
See, Your Highness, that's where you're wrong. House Wolfort's the sword and shield of the crown. You go to battle, we go with you. So it's always been.
Enough! I will leave before I see your domain ravaged by fighting. It is the only way. Surely you see this, yes?
I refuse to believe sacrificing any of us is the correct path.
My lord, we cannot allow war to come to the Wolfort domain. Your highest priority must be to your loyal subjects. You must decide.
Alright, so we've got a conviction choice here. Let's see here. So the top option is I cannot render a decision here and now. There must be some solution. Next option is as his vassal I must fight to protect the prince, but as their lord I must ensure my people's safety. Or we cannot hope to win against Esfrost, but if we do nothing to stop them, many will lose their lives. I like that one, actually.
We cannot hope to win against Esfrost, but if we do nothing to stop them, many will lose their lives.
Indeed, all paths are fraught with danger. In which case, we ought to choose whichever option ensures our survival. If we live, we can reclaim what we've lost.
So we'd be buying ourselves some time.
As the master of this domain, you and no other must decide how we proceed.
I understand that, Benedict. Prepare the scales of conviction. I would hear everyone's thoughts on the matter.
Okay, so next up, we've got the vote phase. So it says, as the Asfrosti army continues its inexorable march on Castle Wolfort, Serenoa and his retinue discuss the best path forward. Like their hearts are divided, still a compelling argument may yet change some minds. Alas, I have an incomplete picture of the situation, and I would be a poor lord if I did not hear the voice of my people. I should venture into town. Going out, my lord. So I wish to ensure everything in the town is in order. Alright. Understood, my lord. When your work is done, pray speak to me once more. I will do just that, thank you. I should return to the hall once I've spoken with the people. Perhaps I'll learn something that will sway some minds. Alright, so yeah, here we've got our vote phase, which actually is kind of like a combination with a exploration phase. I've really already done this a couple of times, so I don't think I'll I'm not really going to be getting a whole lot out of the exploration phase. Also, there isn't a merchant this time around, a couple of times throughout the game there'll be a merchant standing here. Or is he up on this level? I can't remember, but not so this time. There's a paper calling for the arrest of Prince Roland. Says they want him taken alive. I shudder to think what will become of the Kingdom Au. If he's to be delivered alive, I'd wager they have no plans of executing, at least not anytime soon. Should let the others know of this. Yeah, you learned all you can about the bounty on the prince. I'm just going to do the two conviction choices here. So why is Esfrost attacked? I thought all this conflict was behind us with the opening of the mines. And what of your marriage to Frederica? Was that merely a ruse? So Esfrost's betrayal will not stand. They will answer for their atrocities, or I share your confusion. But Frederica knew nothing of this. Pray do not blame her for Esfrost's actions. Or the kingdom has no true allies nor true enemies. We shall sue for peace and work to avoid further conflict. I think I'm going to go with the don't blame Frederica route here. Yes, of course, she is your betrothed. We, too, wish to believe she had no hand in this. And surely they will not come for our domain, where the Archduke's own sister now resides? Precisely, yes. If nothing to fear, we shall defend our land to the end. It's kind of funny. He doesn't really seem like he's real confident that he, actually thinks this way. 'Tis a relief to hear that. My heart aches for the royal family, but I should hate to see such an unnecessary war descend upon us. Yeah, well, I mean, Esfrost is clearly the aggressors here, but I pray we never know a war again or something like that, though it was Glenbrook and Esfrost launching an attack on Hyzant all those years ago. The Holy State, reeling from the surprise assault, turned to Lord Simon for help. Back then, Wolfort was still an independent clan and agreed to an alliance. All Norzelia was poor for the fighting, its nations and people were left depleted. So I've heard. Father told me stories of the secret meetings with King Regna that restored peace to the realm. Indeed, it was they who brought Hyzant and Esfrost to the table, and then the war to an end. It was your father's efforts that led the king to bring your house into the royal family's fold as the crown's military might. War is brewing, Lord Serenoa. Think carefully upon how you will navigate it. So it says, I find myself in the unfortunate position of having thought peace would be everlasting, or I cannot allow the currents to carry me along. I must use them to my advantage and turn the tide of the battles to come. I actually really like that. My father risked his life to bring honor to our house. I'll not be the one to tarnish his legacy. I'm going to go with the middle one, though. That's a pretty solid answer. Exactly so. It was Lord Simon's initiative that made him a hero. That same Wolfort blood courses through your veins. I know you'll live up to your family's good name. The people of the Wolfort domain are at your back. I shall take that to heart, thank you. Yeah, all right, the people are behind us. I'm going to go on to do the vote. I've already spoken with everybody and all of the NPCs in town in earlier playthroughs, so I'm actually going to save here as well. I don't think I'll mess this up, but I'm actually going with the surrender path again this time. So one of the things that I didn't quite, I guess, grasp immediately on my first playthrough is that Chapter 7 is a vote, and then based on your Chapter 7 choice, there's a second choice in Chapter 8. But if you, let's just say, for instance, you agree to protect Prince Roland for the first choice, there are actually two choices in Chapter 8 that are completely blocked off because you're on a different route. So the game really is, and this is the first time this is probably like the first kind of more important choice, where the game actually does require you, in order to see everything, to play through 4 different times. And because the golden route is so specific as well, I chose, certain paths that I could see everything. And then, again, that fourth path or fourth pass through the game, my final choices were the golden route. So I've actually already, so I should say that the first pass through the game, I did protect Roland actually the first time. And then I chose, I can't remember what the second choice is in Chapter 8, right? And I picked one of those. But for my golden route path, I do actually end up protecting Roland again because that's a requirement. But I don't think the second part really matters, that second choice, right? The one in Chapter 8. But anyways, because I want to see everything or capture everything in all of my walkthroughs here, I'm going to go with the surrender Roland this time around. So first off, we need to speak with Frederica here. A peace built by forsaking our friends and countrymen in their time of greatest need is no peace at all. I know what I ask is not easy, but I pray we find a bloodless path out of this conflict. So surrendering him is the only way. Do you truly mean to give up Prince Roland? It pains me to admit it, but I do. I fear this is a battle we cannot win, so it is best avoided, or doing so would save countless lives. This is the only way to protect our own, or I will not see Sir Maxwell's sacrifice rendered meaningless. I'm going to go with this medal option.
I see.
I, too, understand that we must do all in our power to see innocent lives are not lost. Must we truly make such a callous choice in order to protect the people?
I need a moment to think.
My apologies, but this has only left me more uncertain of what is right. Okay, well, so she's deep in thought, but that usually means that she's going to end up signing with you. All right, let's talk to Huguette next. Our kingdom needs Prince Roland now more than ever. He is to be protected above all others. Sorry, surrendering him is the only way. Surrender Glenbrook's future king to our hated foe. Surely you'll not go along with this. So I cannot compel my people to march to their domain for one man, prince or not. Or Roland and I agree we must keep the peace in the Wolfort domain however we can. Or resisting the duchy now would spell the end of us all, and we do not know for sure that they will kill him once he is theirs. I think I'm just going to go with the center option here. Yes, I have no doubt that His Highness agrees with you, and yet I simply cannot believe that this is the right course of action. I ask you again, my lord, do you truly mean to surrender Prince Roland to our oppressors? They will destroy us if we do not, or the Lord of the High House has sworn to protect his people no matter the cost, or I see no other choice, Huguette. Well, geez, that's pretty terrible rationale here. The center one, I feel like, seems a little more appealing. I understand you have a duty to the people, my lord, and yet I cannot help but feel this must seem an exceptionally cold and calculating decision to Prince Roland.
I don't know what to do.
There are no good options, alas, I must make peace with one of them. Alright, so she's deep in thought. Next up here, let's talk to Anna.
Lord Serenoa.
Will you surrender the prince or not? Will you choose House Wolfort or the whole kingdom? 'Tis a question of our priorities. What matters most to us? Surrendering Roland is the only way. What troubles you most, my lord? That time grows short, or that I may not be able to protect my people from the fires of war I see on the horizon.
Certainly.
Go with the second one. For there will be no safe haven for our people if Esfrost attacks. Your duty as lord compels you to protect the people. Thus the only choice is to surrender Prince Roland. Is that a choice you can live with? Sir Maxwell gave his life to protect the kingdom. Fighting would bring harm to the people and render his sacrifice in vain. Or Roland is my liege, and as such I must respect his wishes. Or Roland will castigate himself for any harm that befalls the people. I think I'm going to go with the top option here.
Indeed.
He entrusted the kingdom to Prince Roland in word and deed. I have my doubts as to whether a restoration of the kingdom without its prince would please him. I appreciate your candor. Oh, she's been moved by our words. That's actually, basically nailing it. All right, last up here is Eredor. We've been loyal to the crown for years, lad. You understand what they're asking for is treasonous, don't you? He's the king's own flesh and blood. We should be protecting him, not offering him up on a silver platter. Is this what you call justice now? Willingly giving up your prince, your closest friend, to that bastard's clutches? Cannot bear to watch the good people of the domain die, or I intend to keep our losses to a minimum. This is how we do so. Or this is Roland's will, Eredor. Who am I to defy him?
Aye, but...
And you take him at his word? You know as well as I do this ain't what he wants. He feels he's got no other choice than to say that, and clearly so do you. Wow, this guy's mad. All I know for certain is Glenbrook will be but a memory if we give up Prince Roland. And what do you think will become of House Wolffort then? How do you mean to repay the debt we owe our king? Wow, what debt? The king is dead? Jeez. By protecting his loyal subjects, come what may. I like that one so far. I mean, yeah, what debt the king is dead is just out of the question. This has nothing to do with any debt. I make this decision as Lord of House Wolffort, and I take responsibility for its outcome. Yeah, I think I'll go with the top option here. You'd take that bitter pill for the people? You're a rare breed, I'll say that. It is to my great shame that I cannot do anything more. Do you fear the Duchy Eredor? That they may destroy the domain as we know?
Consider this.
Of course I do. But we have to face them down. There's nowhere to run. But now is not the time, Eredor. Not if we hope to win, or so you believe we can defeat Evlora. Or wow, okay, just no reply. I think I'm just gonna go with so you believe we can defeat Evlora.
Considered that.
That's what keeps you up at night? Of course we can, lad. I reckon she's the least of our worries. I don't care if she got the better of Maxwell. She's no match for the likes of us. That's actually true. I appreciate the talk, lad. It helps to know where your head is leading you. There's time yet. Go on, see what the others have to say. Okay, he's actually been moved by our words. Like, it didn't seem like he was really on board, especially with that last, the last comment there regarding Evlora. But that's going to be it. Let's do this vote and get moving.
It is time to cast our votes. Do we surrender Prince Roland, or do we protect him from those who would do him harm? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I will put my faith in you.
I agree.
Please forgive me.
You won me over.
That looks like a unanimous.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
That is
The way
unanimous.
forward is decided. Surrendering Prince Roland is the only way we can survive.
Well, not the only way.
So be it.
The decision is made. This is the path we walk.
Roland.
Say no more. Thank you for sheltering me, my friend. The choice you have made is wise and just. Go forward with your heads high.
Good riddance. Get out of here. All right, that is going to be it for this one, as always. Hope the guide was helpful, and thanks for watching.